Hello guys, and thank you so much for clicking my video. I just got back from Chicago around a week ago, and I'm going to tell you what I did every day and tell you what activities I did and the people I saw. So I left Friday morning at 7 a.m. It was an early flight, so I only had time to take care of my animals and pack the few things I needed for the morning. My dad drove us to the airport because it was nice that he worked from home that day. We took an airplane. It was a simple, easy plane ride, no bumps or no delays. And then when we arrived to the airport, we took Uber to my cousin's house in the late afternoon. We hung out with my aunt, had dinner, and we did like some shopping to get some food in the house. And then my grandparents were not in town. They were in a different place. So we had the house to ourselves because our aunt dropped us off, and then we had a great time at my grandparents' condo, and we had a spa night. So we like took showers and like we watched videos and hung out, and it was just a really meaningful day because it was just like one thing after another. My week was so busy, so just stay tuned for all of that coming up. But it was just really fun to hang out in my grandparents' house and like have the nicest things possible because they have a really nice bathroom. Even though it's small, the space is really nice. So it was just nice to like take advantage of taking a shower and using the bathrooms and just hanging out there. So let's move on to Saturday. Saturday, we went to a dog park with my mom's friend and then my aunt that has a dog, my cousin dog. We all went to a dog park. So it was just really nice. So it was me, my mom, and then my friend, my mom's friends, and her husband and her dog, and then my aunt and her dog. So it was just a group of us, and it was really nice. It was a really awesome dog park because it's like off leash, but it's fenced in, and it has been fenced in for like maybe a couple miles. And it was just really nice because it was just like you could hike or you could take a walk. And it was in like a forest, but you would be fine because the dogs were like in a enclosed area, so the dogs could be running around. And it was really funny because they the both of the dogs were the same breed. They were Portuguese water dogs, and there were like some ponds when we were walking, and they were like hopping back and forth and chasing each other and barking, and it was just really fun to like see that. And then after that, we saw my mom's friend. We went back and then we rested for maybe like a half an hour. And then my mom has some friends, so we decided to see her friend like a couple miles away from her house, from my grandparents' house. And then we hung out with the three boys. The three boys are growing up so much. The last time I saw them was probably at least 4 or 5 years ago, so they grew up so much during that time. It was just funny because the oldest just got his permit and the youngest just had like a big milestone and just like growing up and getting ready to like he has like some responsibilities because they have some pets. So it was just so funny to see all the boys growing up, and the middle child had a bar mitzvah last week. So it was just so fun to see like the pictures of when I recognized them, and then now they're just so different people now because they changed a lot. But it was nice to hang out with them and stuff like that. And Dina, my mom's friend, is so cool. Like, she is just so awesome to talk to, too. So it was just nice to hang out with them. And we had to pick up one of the brothers at their dad's house. So, like, the oldest kid drove us. And it was just kind of funny because it brings back memories when I drove with my dad, and how it was kind of scary because it was probably maybe a couple months in that he got his permit. So it was just kind of like a scary, fun moment for all of us. Next, we had dinner with my aunt and my grandma. So my dad's mom is in town and she lives alone. So I got to spend a lot of time with her during this week. So we hung out with her and we had dinner at the country club. It was just like kind of emotional because a couple months ago I had some big changes happen in my life, and I don't want to announce it right now, but it was just kind of hard because this past week was really fun but very emotional. So it was just like don't know how to like say it, but I was just going through a emotional side of me right now, and it was just really busy, so I kind of felt not the best. But it was just fun anyways. So I got to spend lots of time with my grandma during that time, so that was great to catch up with her and talk to her. But anyways, we went to the country club for dinner. It was really fancy. Like the country club, like most of my family that lives in Chicago, including my grandparents and stuff, they belong to a country club. So we had dinner there, and it was really nice to like go there every year because it's like like the things we do every year is like, oh yeah, every year we do this, every year we do that. So it was just nice to like go back a couple times this trip to have dinner. And then my mom's friend came to visit for a little bit when we got back to my cousin's house after dinner. It was really nice because she was out of town and we didn't know when she was going to come back. So when she came back, my mom had like a little window before she left for the city for her photo shoot. And I was going to stay in the suburbs, so it was really nice to catch up with her for like maybe an hour. And their dog recently died, and it's just so sad because it's just like, oh, but they had two dogs, so they still have one dog, but we found out that I think they're going to get another dog soon. Same breed. It's a Bernese Mountain Dog, so it's just like a big, big bear dog. It was just kind of funny, but that's kind of crazy that people are getting dogs, and it's just sad too because like losing an animal is not that fun, but just most people replace their dogs and get new dogs, so it just kind of made me feel better that they're gonna like be a family again. And they're gonna say they're gonna be raising it when they're a puppy. So, great news. I'm sure I'm gonna be back to Chicago in August because we have some plans to take a trip there, but it's not finalized yet. And then on Sunday morning, we had a great brunch. It was like a group of my mom's friends, and it was like the five of us or the six of us, and it was just really fun to like see her like friends from like maybe high school or like college roommates and friends like that. And it was just so fun because usually my mom does that like by herself when she's go to Chicago, but I came with her, so it made it extra special. And then we took a nature walk with the friends after brunch, and we had like a great like lakeside walk, and then we had like a great trail too, so that was like really fun. And we had just like a simple breakfast of like oatmeal, eggs, fruit, and stuff like that. And it was just fun because my grandparents were not in town, but it was just kind of sad that they're not in town. But like we took advantage of their place, so we just hung out and like made a very nice breakfast at their house. And it was just really fun to see them because I haven't seen them in a long time. And then after that, we cleaned the condo because for the first 2 nights, we slept there. But then my mom is going to the city on Sunday night, so we had to move out. So we had to clean the condo and make everything beautiful. I had to pack my things and stuff like that. And then we headed to my cousin's house to unpack and get all organized because my mom is going to go to Chicago with my cousin who came to the suburbs for the afternoon to visit us. And then my cousin picked up my mom because she has business there. So it was just fun to like hang out at my grandparents' house. So we left my grandparents' house, and then my uncle came back to town because it was my oldest cousin on my dad's side graduation. So he did 4 years of college, he did 4 years of medical school, and he just graduated like 3 weeks ago, less than 3 weeks ago. So my uncle stayed for that, like in Michigan, because their family's from Michigan. So they did that. It was just kind of fun because I got to see the video because my uncle took a video of him get hooded for his like graduation. So it was just like, oh my gosh, like we have a doctor in the family. Who says that? Like that's a big accomplishment. And it made me so happy to like Dr. Diamond. So, and he worked so hard for his degree, and he is very much love his job. Like he's starting his new job and in a couple weeks, but still it means a lot that he liked what he's doing, and that my uncle was there to be there for the graduation and the party. But it was just so nice to just like have my uncle home after that too, because our family's really close, so we support our family and those kind of things too. And it was like a 5-hour drive, so he got really tired when he came home. And then we met up with my mom's cousin. My mom's cousin lives in Chicago, but she came out like an hour away where we live, or where the rest of my family lives. And we got to go shopping. My aunt is an artist, so she took us to a shop that she sells her product in. So we got to see some of her stuff. And my mom's friend works there, and I think they're like high school friends. And it was just so funny because like my mom knows all these people and I don't. So it was like, whoa, I didn't know that you knew someone that worked there. Plus my aunt has her stuff in there too. So it was just kind of funny. And then we hung out, and she brought her dog. My cousin brought her dog, and it was like a little schnauzer. My mom grew up with schnauzers, so it was just really fun to like see the schnauzer, and we brought them back and hung out at our house, my cousin's house, quote, kind of our house because we lived there for like the whole week. But it was just fun to catch up. We had dinner, and then we just had fun. And then my mom left to the city with her bags because she had a photo shoot. So I was alone at my cousin's house for 2 days. I'll explain what we did. And then that was just kind of like fun and sad because it was like, yeah, I get to stay with family, but it was just kind of sad because I know like my mom was going to have fun at the photo shoot too. But it was just great to just be with family. And then Monday I spent 5 hours with my mom's friend. It was so fun because my mom's friend, she got a new puppy. Her dog died. So many dogs are dying these days, but it was just so much fun. Same breed too. I feel like the same dogs that people have, the same dogs that people will get when their dogs died. So it was just so fun to like catch up with them. I haven't seen her daughter in like maybe at least 5 years again. I don't really go back to Chicago and see everyone every trip. So she just got done with college. So she was packing up, organizing her things, and throwing stuff away because she needed to like move her stuff from college to home and then like transfer it to her workplace. So it was just really fun because she's into fashion. So she has a lot of fashion accessories and stuff. But otherwise, it was great to catch up with my mom's friend. We went to the dog park because my mom's friend's friend, who we hung out with for like the maybe hour or two, they live off the lake, so you just have to climb down her stairs and you're just in the water, like literally, like it was just like an oceanside view. So it was great to see them, and that they had a yellow lab, so it was a yellow lab and a Weimaraner, and they were just so silly. The puppy was just like 6 months old, and the yellow lab was probably like 2 or 3, like still puppy, but still like old enough where she doesn't have a lot of energy. But the puppy was crazy, so crazy, gets into everything. We had lunch at Whole Foods and did some shopping, and then we head back to their house where the dog went to everything, like the trash, things on the floor, grabbing things off the counter, running around in circles, and just stuff like that. And then it was just so fun because like she's just so fun to hang out with. Like you never know, like with your friends and then your mom's friends, so like you can have more fun when you don't see them that often. But like it felt like we were just so close because it was one of my mom's closest friends, and I was just really happy to just hang out with them and stuff like that. And then next my mom's friend dropped me off home, and then I had the afternoon at my grandma's house. So it was just like the alone time that I had with my grandma. Was we hung out, and it was just great because we went to a nice restaurant. It was only me and my grandma, so it was just really like meaningful and special, and I'm glad I have this memory forever. and we talked and we hung out. It was kind of hard because my grandma is not doing that well because she has pain in her back. So she has a walker and she has a caregiver 24/7 at her house. So it took a while for her to move, but it was just fun to just see her and just like have those moments, even though she was like kind of slow, but it was totally fine because I love helping people. So I just helped her when she needed help, like climb up the stairs or hold on to my wrist when she wanted to climb or like walk because she's somewhat unbalanced still. But it was just great to see her. And then my uncle picked us up from the restaurant, so the caregiver drove us, and then my uncle drove us back to my grandma's house so she could be dropped off, and then we hung out at my uncle's house. We had a great time, and I walked with my uncle and my cousin dog, like probably for like 30 minutes, like a night walk, and it was just so nice because my cousin dog is so much fun to hang out with, and to just have that alone time with my uncle too made it special because the rest of his family was busy and stuff too. Okay, moving on to the next page. I have 2 pages of stuff. Tuesday, I relaxed in the morning. It was just really nice because whenever I sleep at my cousin's house, their house is really dark. So I slept in probably for like the longest time I could because their house is so dark. So it was just nice to just relax, watch my YouTube videos. I did some homework too. I know, homework these days, it never ends. So it was great. I did some homework. I spent time with my grandma for another afternoon alone. And then my cousin came back from medical school. So they had their graduation party in Michigan. And my uncle came back like on Sunday afternoon when my mom's cousin came from the city, so my uncle came in, and then Tuesday, so a couple days later, my cousin came because he had a trip planned to Thailand with one of his friends for fun because they just got done with school. So I got to see my oldest cousin, the doctor of the family, Dr. Diamond. It was just so fun because I haven't seen him in ages. So it was funny because I knew he was coming, and I was just downstairs with my aunt. And then when I was upstairs, because I knew he was upstairs for like a little bit, when the doorbell rang, I walked upstairs, and then he was on the phone, so I had to be quiet. But when he like turned around in his chair, like I was just like, "Hi." Oh, maybe I didn't say anything. I just like looked because I knew he was on the phone. So I was just like, and then it was like, and then he was just like talking on the phone because he had to get some plans finalized for his trip because he left like that afternoon. But it was just, maybe that next day. But he had to get ready to leave. But it was just so funny because it was just like, I didn't know you were here. And then I explained to him that I was here with my mom because she had business in Chicago. So I decided to join her. And then my cousin had a trip. So he had to get ready for his trip. And then he leaves tomorrow on Wednesday. And this was on Tuesday. So it was just like really fun. We hung out. My mom arrived back from the city Sunday night. We had dinner. No, not Sunday night, but Tuesday night. We had dinner at the country club again with all of my cousins' families. So that was one of my dad's brother's families, my aunt, my uncle, and then my mom and my grandma, my cousin. So it was just like the group of us, and we had dinner. It was just so great to see them. And then when we arrived back, my cousin hung out with his friend and spent like the day there until the next day. And then we had to get ready for the airport. So we got to the airport the next day. And then it was kind of funny because my cousin left the same time we did, but he was going to Thailand with his friend, and we were going home. So we took the airport together. My uncle drove us, and then we landed to Portland at like 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So it was a long day. My week was so busy. You know, like, I'm a busy person. Like, I catch up on doing stuff, and I'm really busy during the week. But I felt like this week of traveling was busier than my week at home. Like, how can you be on vacation and have a trip lined out and be busier than what you are when you have a busy life at home? Like, is that even possible? It was a lot of moving around. We didn't have that much time to like hang out except for like a couple hours a day. But it was just like boom, 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 plans, plans, plans. And I was for sure busier than what I was going to be at home if I didn't go. But it was just so fun. I'm just so happy that we have a doctor in the family. Like, I'm so proud of him. I got to see him. And just overall, I'm just so glad I went with my mom because I got to see family. And a couple of days after, like, I felt like that sadness. Like, I said, or like I was thinking, like, oh, I totally wish I was back. I was just like, kind of like, oh, I had such a great time in Chicago. It was nice to see like my mom's friends and everyone else, and just that trip was probably like the most meaningful trip I ever took to Chicago. I haven't been to Chicago. This was like the longest time I haven't been to Chicago. It was like probably the last time I recorded in Chicago on YouTube, and it was last March. So it was March, April, May. So it was like 14 months I haven't been back. So it was just nice to just hang out, and it was meaningful. So I could see my cousin and to have alone time with my grandma, to hang out with my mom's friend, and just to just have fun. It was just like, it was worth it. It was totally worth it. So that was my trip to Chicago. I hope you like my day-to-day plans. I'll show you all my notes. So I spent a lot of time doing this because I was so busy during the week, so like I wanted to like capture it on the note. So this was always the first page, and then this was the second page. It was so funny because I didn't write the notes down for this video. I remembered all the events and then I made this video. So like 2 days later, I wrote down everything we did. It was so great because I have great memory. So I didn't have to keep record like day to day. I could just wait until I got back and then draw all the stuff that we did. But it was just really fun to like have the notes on paper and doing the video too. I didn't take any videos. It was just I thought it was always a possibility, but I didn't want to. And if I were to step up my vlogging and my videos, I have to get like, because you know people don't want to be filmed and they don't know why you're doing it. But like, I'm just glad I have this video. But like, probably if I wanted to like increase my YouTube channel and make it more like good, I can easily do it with people and get that interaction like daily vloggers do. But I'm just glad I have this video for memories, especially because this trip was probably the best trip to Chicago in a long time. And just to see people I haven't seen and to spend alone time with everyone too. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you like this video. Again, give it a thumbs up if you like it and comment below what your travel plans are. I am thinking of traveling to Chicago again in August. So that is my only travel plans, but hope you like this video and enjoy the sun. Bye guys!